Hello, my name is Arturo Valentino Whipple. This is my application for the 2025 Nicolet Law Firm Scholarship Award. I will be choosing to answer the prompt about how do you use your expertise to communicate ideas in a simple and uncomplex manner. Well, I'm going into my junior year of optical sciences and engineering at the University of Arizona, where I hope to earn a master's degree by 2028 and where I hope to earn a PhD thereafter. I am personally studying quantum computers at the moment. I'm currently studying quantum computers and how quantum networks actually work and process information. And so I'm going to try to explain it to you and see if I can do this. I'm going to try to explain how quantum computers work, and let's see if I can do an effective job. When you're dealing with any problem, there's three things you need to remember. The first is you need to identify, then you need to set up, and then you need to evaluate. So when I'm trying to deal with how do I explain a concept to somebody, I'm thinking about these three things. So in this case, identify. Well, I'm talking to a law firm, so I should probably talk about things that are about security, about how information is stored so that they can make sure that the data of their clients is protected. Okay, this person is probably college educated and very intelligent, so I can use words of academia. Boom. Okay, identify. Now, set up. We could probably actually draw a picture for you to understand what this concept is, and pictures are a great way to express ideas that can kind of transcend language. Okay, awesome. We should probably also explain, we should have a goal for what we're going to explain as well. Okay, so what kind of goal do I want to explain? Well, I want to explain how these computers work, and why they're capable of working. Okay, well, if they can understand how a quantum computer stores information, then I'd consider us successful. Okay, and the last part, evaluate. We will, after I give my explanation, we'll evaluate and I will analyze and see if I did an effective job. And you can analyze, obviously. You're seeing if I'm scholarly adept. So let's go. Computing is important. So about 40 years ago, you'd have a radio tower send out a signal. It would get to the station and the signal would go smoothly. It would read the signal and turn it into a digital logic, and then we'd use that digital logic to make some sort of mechanism of on and off switches. Right? Pat, pat, pat. On and off signals at a specific frequency. That's how we used to be able to use music and radios. That makes a lot of sense. But today, things are a little bit different. You see, the information gets sent, but this time when it gets to the station, there's a bunch of noise. And that's because of all the different communications that are going on down here. You have people making phone calls, people using Wi-Fi. You have all these different Bluetooth devices. You have devices making live feeds at all times. So there's starting to be too much information, and when it gets here, there's too much noise and it can't compute. Instead of your radio sounding beautiful, it sounds like nothing but rubbish. And even your cloud is like, yo, there's a legit, like, real cloud up here of just data. Yeah, that's real. So, how do we fix this? Getting all this noisy signal. We have this device called a piezoelectric. It takes that noisy signal and it turns it into a coherent signal that it can understand. It can basically communicate something without any of the problems. It can tell you the original signal, but it also can tell you all the signals in between. You see, light and sound work differently. If you shoot light at a wall, the light won't be able to travel through it, and it's going to be dark on the other side. But if you yell on one side of a wall, even if the signal's not as strong, you still have a good chance of hearing it. It still gets through, which means that sound actually changes the physical matter that it interacts with. You see, sound changes matter. Think about it. If there's a wall and there's a sound wave, then the sound wave actually must interact with the chemicals of the wall and change them, and it does. So we can create devices that are topological insulators, which means that they can carry charge and they're still an insulator. They can conduct information without all the information getting through, which means that they're basically able to deal with all this bandwidth overload because you can still read the original signal. So, how is this quantum computers? Well, it's quantum computers because quantum computers introduce the multi-energy device, right? They have electrics, they have acoustics, they have photonics. which is something we talked about, right? Photonics are radio frequency waves, electrics is digital logic, is ones and zeros, on and offs, and sound waves are packed with energy as well. So these sound waves can hold all of this energy in them, and that's a threat to people's security because all that information that's in between can get intercepted significantly easier. Because now you're having a device that can tell you what the original signal is, even without all the noise that it has to deal with on the way there. So if it can tell you what the signal is, it can also see why the signal is being deflected, and by reading how the signal is deflected, it can too read all the information in between. So obviously, as people who are working in a law firm, this raises some questions about the ethics and the concerns of security for personal people, but also for businesses and for private establishments. So by understanding this technology, you can start to implement new ways or work with certain partners who you know are going to be able to protect you. But that's how you communicate ideas. You identify, you set up, and then you evaluate. Then you actually draw the picture, you make the video. Why do I need the scholarship? I need the scholarship because I want to devote my life to this. I already make YouTube videos where I try to explain these scientific ideas and make them in an easy way for people to understand. And I want to continue to do that. I want to work in a lab. I got offered the opportunity to work as a supplemental instructor for my physics 2 class I took last semester, which is awesome. Electromagnetism, to work as a teacher in electro, that's awesome. But those jobs don't pay a lot of money, and I have bills to pay. I got rent to pay. I got a car bill to pay. I don't live at home. I got food to buy. So I'm applying for the scholarship to show my 6 younger siblings back at home that you got to put up every shot that you possibly can, and that you got to put in hard work, but that hard work does pay off, and that hard work beats talent any day. So I would appreciate the scholarship. I'm so grateful for this opportunity. Thank you, Nicolet Law Firm. Have a great day, and thank you for your time.